Yeah.
All right, so here's a story. Once a lady, she came to a big tzaddik, a big tzaddik, and she was a relative of him. Who was it? I think it was the Reb Naftali of Ropshitz, I think. She came to his house. She was a relative of his, a cousin or something, a distant cousin. And she came, oh, she was crying, weeping. What's the problem? She has a daughter that's sick, and they have to make an operation. She hasn't got money. And she has another daughter that's, they proposed for her a shidduch, and she has to present a dowry, a certain amount of money for the household. The groom already gave his portion, but she hasn't got any money. And she needs, for both of these causes, she needs 5,000 gulden or whatever it is, gilder, gold pieces. So she came to the house. She was all distraught. And she saw the Rebbe's wife, and she told him the whole story. Oh, yes, your family. Okay, so she made an appointment, and like a couple, minutes later, she went into the Rebbe's office. She poured her heart out to the Rebbe. And she has a daughter that's sick, another daughter that has to get married, and she needs the money, and that she hasn't got any money. The wedding will be called off, and her daughter will be suffering. So the Rebbe said to her, money? She said, yes, I need 5,000 gulden. He says, 5,000 gulden, that's what you need? He said, you need kadachat. That's what you need, kadachat. Now, what's kadachat? Kadachat means basically a high fever. It was a disease. I don't know, maybe it's called undulating fever or something. Whatever it was, some sort of a disease. But that was the disease called kadachat. That's what it was called. In Yiddish, it was called kadachat. Kadeach means that in Hebrew, means to be hot. Says, you need kadachat. That's what you need. She heard that. She had enough problems on her own. And it's like they say, you need pneumonia. That's what you need. You need pneumonia. You need. She said, Rebbe, how can you say that? She started weeping and crying. Said, that's what I said you need. You need kadachat. That's what you need. Now leave the room. She went outside crying and weeping uncontrollably. The Rebbe was her last hope. The last hope. And he said that what you need is a high fever. That's what you need, kadachat. The Rebbe's wife came over and tried to comfort this woman. And she said, listen, the Rebbe, his ways are very mysterious. He knows what he's saying. He's a very kind man. Believe me, he didn't intend that you should get sick. He must have meant some sort of a spiritual level or something like that. Maybe he was appealing to some sort of a spiritual power. I said, don't worry. And this lady was just uncontrollably crying, weeping. He said, here, take a bowl of soup here to you. Take a tea, have a little something to eat. She's sitting there in the kitchen. She's eating something, and she's still sniffling. And the Rebbe comes out of his room, and his wife goes over to the Rebbe. She said, my husband, my dear husband, how could you say this? The lady is suffering so much. She said, how could you say kadachat? And the Rebbe looked through the door. This lady was sitting in the kitchen. She was looking like beseeching, that the Rebbe would explain. He said, I said she needs kadachat, and that's what she needs. She needs kadachat. That's what she needs. So this lady already was sort of getting used to it already. So she cried a little bit. Anyway, they couldn't figure out what was going on. And the Rebbe's wife said, listen, you stay by us for a few days and you calm down. And and we'll see, what we can do. Meanwhile, there were people taking care of her daughter and there's no one to get money for her other daughter, so she had no choice. So she stayed. Next day, early in the morning, comes driving up to the Rebbe's, in front of the Rebbe's house, a beautiful, ornate carriage drawn by 4 white horses. And the driver jumps from his place and opens up the door. and a servant comes out from the door, and he takes out like a cane or something or a wheelchair, and he helps this lady get off this get out of the carriage, and he pushes her, or she hobbles up. I don't know if it was a wheelchair or crutches. Anyway, so she hobbles up to the door, and one of the servants knocks, and the one of the Rebbe's Hasidim opens up the door, said, "This is the house of Rav Naftali Ropshitz." Yes, I want to know, does the Rebbe help non-Jews also? So he said, just one moment, I'll ask the Rebbe. So he went in. He said, yes, of course. He said, well, can I come in? Can I come in? Just one moment. He says, yes, the Rebbe says you can come in. And the Rebbe comes in, and the lady sits down. The servants wait outside. She puts a big bag of money on the table. She says, Rebbe, I heard that you're a Jewish prophet and that you can heal people. I have to be healed, Rebbe. I don't know what to do. I have this disease, and the doctors, they don't know what to do about it. And the disease is like this. She explains this is, so the Rebbe said, well, what's the name of the disease? She says, once again, I wrote it down. Said this is this, but in you Jewish people, you call the disease kadachat. Kadachat. That's what you Jewish people call it. Says, that's what you've got. You've got kadachat. I understand. Says, yes, I have this fever, and I can't, and it incapacitates me. I just, I can't walk. I can't do anything. Please, can you help me? I've been to doctor. The Rebbe said, just one moment, just one moment. He goes to the window, looks out the window, opens up the window, looks outside, looks at the sky, and he's sitting. He says, how do you feel? She said, I don't know. How do you feel now? She said, I think I feel a little bit better. And how do you feel now? She says, just 1 second. She stands up on her own, or she says, I feel good. I feel good. She says, how do you feel now? She says, I feel healthy. She calls in her servants. How do I? She says, ma'am, you look very good. You look healthy. She said, you healed me. You healed me. I have this. Take all the money. How much is there? There's 5,000 gulden here. Gilder. And the Rebbe calls his wife, says, call that lady and give her the bag. I told her that's what she needed. She needed kadachat. And that's what she got. Because this lady had this disease and she got better. So we see that sometimes things happen that we misinterpret in life. And really, they could be the biggest blessings of all if we just have faith and patience. Have a good day with Mashiach now, God willing. See you tomorrow, 8:15 in the morning. Thank you for coming.